Okay, I think we're live. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're live. Cool. All right, here we go. So today is going to be kind of a lot of stuff on the stream. I'm going to be doing a number of things. I'm going to be setting up my Vtube set. I'm going to be debugging my controller that I've been working on. And just generally, I'm going to try and get as much work done as possible. So I'm streaming live. If anybody comes in, has any questions, awesome. And otherwise, we'll just keep going. Oh, I'm noticing something interesting about the way reflections work here. We're going to have to replace this floor. This is just the generic floor. We're going to have to get something else going on in here. All right. So I've got my Unreal set, and then I've got my setup in Blender here. So currently we're looking at just kind of everything. We're just looking at the kitchen sink, and we've got the randomized color mode applied. So if I get out of this, it's kind of helpful for viewing a bunch of items. Yeah, this is a little better. So I feel like not everything's loaded yet. That's right, because some stuff I'm still working on. I guess I have to rotate this. This is a bookshelf here. It's going to do a number of things, but we're going to bake out some of our UVs for this guy. And I did this before with the desk, so I'll have to see if I can remember it. Probably have to come up with a little bit of a wood grain pattern for this desk here. This is going to be a cool spot. I'm going to be able to, eventually I'm going to build like a drawing app where my character will be able to draw stuff. So that'll happen right here. Probably some texturing needs to go down. I've got a couple skateboards in this scene. It'd be cool if they look like my real life skateboards. I've got these Greek columns because I thought they'd be funny. And I'm going to put a 3D printer on this one. Downloaded somebody's 3D printer, so we'll see what we got here. Let's give it a go. All right, YouTube is telling me I have no data right now. What? That doesn't sound right. Interesting. So although it's still continuing to. Huh. It's okay. Now it says excellent connection. All right. Well, all right. Yeah, this is great. I have my drawing tablet in real life, and that's how I'm going to build that little drawing table app function thing here, because I think that's going to be so fun. But I'm also going to use it to do some texturing today, if we can get around to it. I think I'm just going to start taking these things one at a time, and then just start building it all back in. So for starters, I'm going to separate some of these things here. I'm not going to explain everything I'm doing. I like to explain blueprints, but I'm not a Blender channel. I could be, but I'm not. So, or at least I don't intend to be. So this is pretty good. One thing I'm gonna do that would just make everything easier. Also, I don't know what this thing is. Don't know what that's all about. I'm getting that out of here. You can see my shadowy character here with his textures that didn't load. Shift S. And I'm gonna set the cursor to the world origin. And I'm gonna move everything with the keep offset. And that kind of stinks. At least for the Z axis. Nice. Cool. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with this space. I think I want these wings. I think I kind of just want this thing to go away, because in the actual setup here, I do kind of want to have this background facade, but I want to push these walls out a little bit more and do more with them. And I also want to just have more space for cameras to get angles without clipping out of the stuff out of everything. Although we should have this set up so that they can just see through walls, and that's a-okay with me. At least if we're trying to get the shot, considering that filmmakers legitimately remove walls just to be able to do stuff like this. Other things, I guess I'll just get a little sneak peek here. This is pretty fun. I'm going to have this set up where I will have this box here, and I'm going to let people send me 3D models. So I'll let people send me models, and then I'll get those models and download them, and then I will put them in the scene. So provided they give me just like a base texture along with it, which is fun. This is a map. This is actually an asset I already have. I might add that later because I have to find that, and that's not fun streaming material. Some of the stuff might not be fun streaming material. When's that? When? That doesn't seem to be stopping me now. Interesting. Cool. Okay. All right. Great. I'm still getting used to streaming. I'm seeing that I've got my options to add a stream marker, create a highlight video. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. All right. Cool. So yeah, you can see there's like some little details here that might be hard to catch that are definitely within my parameters for like how I want my aesthetic to look for Vtube. Like I have bevel modifiers on everything here because you can see without, that just looks bad to me. It looks weird to me to have something in your shot that just is like, looks like it could stab you. I don't think that's cool. I'm trying to think of maybe these this shelving scheme here would be better without like the two different things here, and we'd just have one middle rack for each of these. Yeah. I gotta figure out what I want to do first. I think the easiest thing is gonna just be update this screen here, because I have this here, and it's fine. I just don't think it's the same curve. So, because I've definitely changed this. So I'm gonna be working off of this. This is pretty good actually in terms of where the origin point is. I'm gonna do the FBX export sequence here because I don't know if they've updated their Blender tools for UE5 yet. I already have a background here, so I guess that's becomes number 2. Yeah. Okay, cool. V2. Mesh only. Selected objects. Oh. Selected objects. That's big. And it just moved the avatar. So that's interesting. Shadow Woody is sitting right there now. Interesting. I'm going to go ahead and click this. I'm going to see how badly do we have this set up. So I have a assets background. Oh, okay. Not terrible. Set dressing. Oh, sweet. So we're actually pretty well set up to go, actually. Computer desk. Desk, I feel like is a set dressing thing. Well, actually, the desk is going to be a prop in that I have like a weird idea for an idea I have with this desk. I think it'd be cool if there are hooks that came down and just flung this up. Yeah, cool. So let me go back to backgrounds then, and I'm gonna just import this new one. Let's see here. No. Where's the? Hold on. I'm gonna save some favorites because it's gonna take forever every time to. I don't like this this part. Where's all my stuff? I like plugged in my hard drive today after a trip, and then suddenly it changed the root letters for all my hard drives, and it was like, oh, okay, none of my stuff works anymore. Cool. So that's why it's taken me so long. Okay. Just gonna handle this down here because I feel like I always feel stressed out. My file's visible. I don't know if that's like a streaming security risk or what, but like it's certainly messy and gross. So that's a problem. Alright, so we don't have a lot to do here. I just need to make sure the normals are imported because I have them the way I like them in Blender, usually. And some of these things I have no idea what to do. Import transform probably actually would help us if we knew how to deal with that. Okay, cool. So importing this wall color, we don't want that or need that. I'm gonna keep this iridescent blue thing that we've got here. Oops, let's turn on snapping. Cool. It's gonna be behind me here. And this makes my whole scene just feel a little smaller now that I'm actually in the scene with it. And maybe it's okay, because I kind of want everything to look a little snuggly. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with just a little bit of snuggle factor. Alright, so I'm going to get this one out of here. I am going to go ahead and jack up the scale on the x-axis because, or on the z-axis because, maybe not that quite that much, but because, whoa, not even that much. This is the, actually, you know what? Is this high or is this low? Interesting, okay. Currently I have everything set up with the character correctly the way I want it Z-wise, and I can't remember my code off the top of my head. I think I should have everything in a way that if I needed to change it I could, and that'd be fine, but we're just gonna keep going. Alright. Yeah, alright. Okay. It depends on like kind of what assets are ready to go, right? Some of the stuff I've handled already. I already got all this stuff. Although I want to update some of the textures on the computer and on this pot specifically. Let's go with this thing. This thing's getting very close. I'm gonna open up the shading parameters. And yeah, cool. I don't need this. Why are these switched? This isn't normal. This should be the viewport. This should be the shader editor. There we go. You can see my procedural shader here because I didn't want to draw a bunch of wood. And that is what it is. These actually look like they're doing a pretty good job of stretching. And doesn't look bad. So we'll do that. And then I'm trying to think of how I did this last time, because I did there's something kind of kooky about the way this works where I bake everything, but then as you can see here, I've got these crummy textures. Like one side of it always looks kind of junk. And I'm not even done with this one yet, but like you can see I have like a procedural noise that's going through stuff, and it goes through one axis differently. So let's see here. So I have all this data here. This gradient texture thing, I can't remember what happened with that. Might have that not hooked up. Yeah, so that's factored way down. Okay. All right, so this is our X factor. I want this to be long, and not too long, because I want it to look, the wood to look like wood. Yeah, that's more like it. And then, what do we have going on for the Y texture? Yeah. That's going to be like how thick our boards are here, but like, ultimately, I want the Z stuff to be way bigger. Yeah, more like that. These are going to be pictures. I don't know what the pictures are going to be of yet. And then the thing about Y being all trippy is it's the like, it's how long the boards are. They're not necessarily boards, it would just be wood grain in this situation. But then, yeah, I can make these a little bit longer. Skews a little bit more nicely. Yeah, cool. This thing's a little bit modular. It's actually set up on modifiers, so I could theoretically just clone one of these guys and build another one. You get it on the local axis. Yikes! I don't want to. You don't want to have snap geometry. You don't want to remove any verts. Okay. Yeah. I feel like it's worth it. It's probably not going to be in the main shot all the time. It's going to make one of these taller than all the others too. You can see procedurally we got the same thing going on here. The texture hits the object before the modifiers. So even these global vectors that we're giving, this procedural texture, still get sent along the curve, which is awesome. So I think, did you see here how I've combined those to make them look nicer? I'm going to do that with all of our guys here. Yeah. All right, cool. So I've got those. You can always double click an axis to get your local axis. Yep. Cool. Now. Trying to think of what all this extra geometry is. It's spooking me a little bit. I don't know. There's stuff I'm not selecting that I want to know why I'm not selecting it, and it's, what is it? Am I messing anything up? Who knows? Whoa. Got it. All right, that looks way better. Looks way better. I guess we have our cake and eat it too, because you can see the way this works. Just kind of looks like it's one board, even though I didn't really separate anything, which is great. Now let's get out of here. Let me see this in the scene here. This looks like a whole library bookshelf thing, and I'm not digging how big it's gotten. So I'm gonna see what happens if I just knock out one of these guys, maybe two. I'm gonna lower one actually. And actually, why am I doing this? Ugh, gosh, I don't know how that is to watch, but that's it's terrible for the screen. I always end up in a smaller viewer in the screen, and then I guess like I end up tuning out the rest of everything that's going on the screen. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna keep this. Just want to knock out this layer. Delete. Actually, let's dissolve, because then, nope, it's not helpful. Yep, we'll delete it. We gotta make a new face, but that's okay. It's looking a little bit too library with that fourth one, so hopefully this will make it look a little bit more cool. My computer's really fast, but man, this is a lot of modifiers. I'll knock out middle guy here, I think. Yeah, get it like right in the middle. Oops. Need the loops here. It's probably a better way of modeling this. All right, it's cool. It's the funnest part. That's what really makes the stream worth doing live right now. Oh man, so fun. All right, let's hop these up. And we'll put something cool in the shelf eventually, like a bust or something like that. It'll look nice, or like just have like an empty bookend here with books, or not empty, just like a one-sided bookend. Okay. This is so blocky. I think it'd be cool to punch a hole right here. How hard would that be? Very hard at the present moment. All right. Yeah, so all we got to do is we got to We gotta do a build or a bake from the texture here. So that's gonna be tricky. I'm gonna duplicate this by pressing Shift D. I'm gonna right click to put it back in the same spot. See if I can find it here in the hierarchy. It's 14. We're gonna call this shelf target. And then we'll hide it. It's 49 here. This is going to be shelf original. And they're on this curve too, right? So like, where's that curve? It's a shelf curve. They always tell you to work more organized than this in Blender, but I find that you can work faster, you can work organized, and it's hard to do both. And that's okay. Okay. Let's see. So shelf target here. We're not even going to worry about UV wrapping the first one, unwrapping the first one. It doesn't totally matter. Now this would have been a whenever you're doing repeating geometry, it helps a ton if you have it set up to repeat with the UVs ahead of time. I unfortunately didn't do that here. Yeah, this is kind of stinky, but I could duplicate at least one set of shelves, or I could just do. You know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take this whole shelf right here. I'm gonna UV unwrap this. Didn't do anything new. I hate that when that happens. The angle based. Yeah, like we know that that's not a good wrap because the surface area here is actually way different than that. All right, so let's try a smart UV. Okay, it's more like it. So that's not going to be the only thing here. I have to have room for other stuff. You can see this is the desk behind it. It's the other one. Blender always just picks a thing to throw behind you. It's just like their wacky file system. But I'm gonna go through here. Oops. I'm gonna here we go. And I'm just gonna start deleting these. Maybe I should do them one at a time, and that way I'm not gonna get confused. Although there are guides, so I do have guides here for myself. Yeah, it hates this. Maybe if I took off the curve, yeah. Everything just got much faster. It must be a lot of math to keep those on the curves. I hope we're probably gonna have some weird Z fighting on this model, and we'll go back and fix it if we do. But Shift Z. This one was a little lower. Here, a little higher here. We're gonna put it in the middle. Shift Z. Cool. Nice. And those are all unwrapped. Which means the next one to do is this here. Gonna drop that right there. once again, we have all the guides. So delete, Shift Z. This is really good that we're doing this because this is going to raise the quality level of this asset right here more than anything else we're going to do to it. Ooh, this one has more topology on its backboard. All right, cool. Just need to do it again over here. Yeah, this is looking good. The only thing is that the geometry will repeat across these, which that's going to be not as cool. It's not going to be as cool. Shoot, do I actually want to do it this way? You know what? This is Vtube, right? So like we can very much afford to have just a very big texture on the scene that just looks great no matter what. Trying to think. I mean, you won't really see it like that. This is gonna, man. Yeah, this kind of stinks. I'm trying to think of what to do with this. Decisions. I think it's fine to not repeat so much, or at least not repeat everything. So these ones here are like their own thing. Maybe like I do them differently on different shelves. I don't know if anyone would ever notice or not. If it would just like, I think it'll just bother me. And like, honestly, I have a pretty nice setup, and I think I can afford to do this. So I'm gonna control all of them, smart UV project, and then I'm gonna do this. Island margin, even less island margin, so we can maximize the textures. But like, even at a 4K textures, it's gonna look bad. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's gonna have trouble preserving volume that way. So like, let's do like some kind of every other thing here. So, you know, at this point, it's still a good unwrap, right? So like, we can just grab this one, or you know what? We could randomize it more than that. You know, let me keep going with this workflow, and then I can just randomize ones, and we'll have like 3 different good looking shelves. So we'll start by deleting this one. Whoa, there's two things there? What? That's crazy. That was gonna be a problem anyway. Yeah, there's duplicates of everything here. Whoa. Yeah, there's duplicates on the back wall, isn't there? The back walls, I think I'm all gonna just let them be the same. Actually, that probably matters the most, right? Ooh, interesting. And this one, I'm pretty sure is the same as this one, so I can just slide these on over. Yeah, cool. There's doubles here too, isn't there? No, actually, here and here. That's where the doubles are. There's supposed to be doubles here, kinda. It's whatever. There's kind of something weird about these little indents here, but I kind of like them. It's something kind of imperfect about it. I like that in my work. I like something a little bit innocently broken. An innocuous design flaw. Because we are going to have some Z fighting, I'm pretty sure, on this asset. All right, cool. So here's how I'm going to do this. I don't know what all this is all about. It's getting moved off for now. It's the rest of everything. I'm gonna grab like every other one here. And then I'm gonna turn those into their own block. We might not get to keep all the room here, but hold on. I want to see that. I'm going to add vertex groups just so I can see what they were. This is shelf 2. Shelf 1 is whatever's left after I do this. Oof, I forgot to assign them. All right, check, check, check. Select those, deselect them, grab this one and this one. I'm gonna grab all these and shrink them down. At this point, each one of those is gonna get their own texture. If they don't, we'll figure out how. And man, this thing's chugging today. Don't know why. It's a really simple objects. And I have the oh, maybe I need to turn the bevel off. Maybe that'll help it. Yeah, okay, cool. So this one will be even easier because this is just gotta select one of these guys. Smart UV unwrap. That looks right. And then, this is actually the result of an array modifier that I clipped off because I could do this the easy way. Real easy way. Oh, Original 9's here. Oh, hey, I haven't looked at the chat in a minute. How long ago was that? How goes things, dude? Oh, it's going really well. Oh man, I think I missed him. Oh man, I got really dialed in. Need to look over the chat more often. Sorry about that one, man. If you're still here, say hey. All right. So we got this. We got this. Oh, we're missing. Yeah, we're like missing one over here. Oh, did you see that? How fast that is now? It's totally different. Man, I'm really bummed out that I didn't see his comment till now. It's a bummer. Oops. How'd I get the knife tool here? Whoa. Ooh, that was a double. You know what? We're going to just make these bigger. Just gonna combine them. That'll be cool. Hey, Suleiman's here. Hey. Welcome back. We're doing Blender stuff today. If I can stop messing it up for 5 minutes. Yeah. Let's copy this, bring it over. How am I? I'm all right. I just got back from a trip, so I haven't been working on any of this stuff in a minute. Been hanging out with family, but it feels good to be back on the project. And then, okay, so these are all the same. This one's got to be like this one, same thinness. Maybe in another life I'll be a furniture designer. Maybe in this life I'll be a furniture designer. Be just a little bit over, right? Yeah. Probably like half of what's going on up here. All right, sweet. So then I'll just reapply these. See how I'm doing. Wait, so I want to go back in though, because I still have to do the backboards. So these will be really easy because some of these are different. Like these two are the same, so I'll just have the same UV maps for those. Always good to spend time with family. Yes, definitely. My father-in-law just turned 60. It was a good time. It was super cool. All right. Cool. Actually, Ooh, I'm messing up. How many Control Z's do I get on this program? That is the eternal question. All right. So then this one's gonna get its own UV pack. And it probably would make more sense if the backs and the fronts were the same. But I don't know how to do that quickly. So we're not going to see the backs of these things. So I don't want the backs taking up so much UV tile space. Oh well, maybe I'll change my set around. Suleiman, what are you up to these days? What are you working on? You still working on your, I think you were working on MetaHuman VTuber setup, right? Have my project ready. I'm just waiting for my Rococo suit to arrive. Nice, nice. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It is a deceptive amount of stuff to learn though with the whole thing. Do you have a separate router for your Rococo suit? I didn't get one for a long time, and it was probably one of the most crucial things I bought to work with my Rococo suit. Oh, it'll work. I've done it before. I've done the Rococo to MetaHuman thing, and then you've probably seen Citizen Meta One's videos about doing the whole workflow, and he's got that down to a science. So it'll definitely work. Yeah, that's right. I had to do this whole one. What's this thing? Whoa. It's just something I can delete? Yeah. Yep. Okay. Smart unmute. All right. Now there's some plugin. You bought everything already? Okay, good. That's good. I mean, it seems like suggested, right? Like you can technically not even use a router and you can just use the suit's own Wi-Fi hotspot, but I just found I had better results once I got a separate gigabit router. It was like made a bunch of things work well for me. Yeah, this would be the point in time where I would very happily let a plugin UV wrap stuff for me. This will still look good though. What are you gonna do once you're set up? What are you gonna talk about on your streams or your videos? I want to know what subject matter you're interested in. I think I can rotate this. That'll be good. This is not a well optimized UV space. There's big problems with this. Ugh. BRBM at work right now. Haha. He's at work, but he's taking a break and watching my stream. That's cool. Let's see. Can we position this a little bit more nicely and then maybe that one will be the small one and all of these ones nice and big. I need to review what's out there in terms of UV tiling plugins. I just need to go to Blender Market and hang out for a minute and just read. Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong here. I get them this close, and I need to get all of this. Move it here. There we go. A little tight, but okay. This is not horrible. This could be way worse. We're looking for speed, and we're looking for efficiency. Nope, that's the same thing. We're also looking for quality. It's amazing to me how I will filibuster my way out of these things. Like, I will say a thing, and then I'll say a different thing. All right, so we do need to move. Oh, yeah, yeah. These are all going to look the same. So I think I want to change this one and this one probably. Ooh, yeah, I didn't plan for this. Yeah. Oops, wrong window. Man, I was hoping Suleiman was going to tell me about his Vtube project. I want to know what he's up to. Well, that didn't sound like the right way to ask the question. I do want to know what he's up to. Just don't want to know what he's up to. That sounds mistrusting. That's not how I meant to phrase the question. Just get like another round of shelving that I can stick out here. Are any of these like on top of each other? No, that's good. Okay, that's a candidate right there. Yep, I'm gonna grab that one. Then I'm gonna grab these guys both together. I'm gonna smart UV. Cool. Stick that there. Grab these, move them aside. Give this all the nice happy space. Original 9, if you're back, once again, I apologize. All right, so this is good. We can bake this. We can bake this. We're ready to bake. We're ready to bake like the Baconator's steaks. Yeah, it's terrible. I think we still want to keep the curve stuff here. So I'm gonna keep the I'm gonna keep this down, and I'm gonna I see we changed something. Yeah, we weren't supposed to really change anything. You know what? Let's just duplicate this again, and then where's that in my... So this is going to be the new shelf original. I'll just call it the shelf OG. We're going to delete this one. It's not that helpful anymore. This is going to still be the shelf target. Okay. Let's see. Okay, every time I bake, I forget how to bake. So, and I also have like a decent baking add-on, but I don't think I have it installed. I don't think I need it. All right, so to bake, you want to make sure that you've got your settings correct. So you want to diffuse, you want your color, you want selected to active. So we're gonna go from OG shelf to shelf target. Shelf target is gonna need its own, so this one's gonna have bookshelf procedural. This one is gonna have its own thing here, and that's gonna be called bookshelf bake texture. So we'll do that. Yeah. Okay. So that, I think that's right on. I think even just to make things even simpler, I can just delete the delete this. Yeah. Yeah. And then I will set things up here nicely so that I can transfer the textures effectively. Let's go back to our shading section here. And then let's just get like a image texture ready to go. I think if you just have a blank image texture, it really likes that, especially if you have it selected here. You know, the best way to do this is just to fail at it and do it again. So let's go back to our bake settings, bake, indirect, direct color. That's right on. I seem to have done this recently, so I have a little bit of something here that might be helpful. All right, let's give it a go. Let's see what happens. No active image found in material book shelf bake texture. What? That's what we're looking at, right? We have an active image here. Maybe we just need to make a new one. Yeah, we think we need to make it 4096. It's 4K texture. Let's do that. Now let's try it. Circular dependency. I don't think so. All right, we're starting to bake. I can hear my multi-cores starting to warm up. Ooh, we're still at 0? Maybe there was an actual dependency. Yikes. Uh-oh. How long am I willing to leave it at 0 before I assume that this is actually not going to happen? That's always the question, right? It's like, how long will you leave it like this before you're like, no. Oh no. It just hit 1%. That's not good. I guess we could let this bake and do something else in Unreal, but I don't know. Okay, it's speeding up a little bit. I'm gonna let that bake, and I really hope we like the results of that bake. Oh my gosh. Let's see what we can do in here for now. Well, let's multitask. All right, so the two things I wanted to get done today were build this set, which we've got to start on, and the other thing I wanted to do was fix my index controllers. So let's see. Okay, I can see the bake down below. Bake's coming. And let me just start off by, sorry about that. Let me start by just doing a little play test here, seeing what's working, what's not. Power up my index controllers. Let's see how this goes. I would turn my webcam on to show this part, but there's literally no good place in my office that doesn't look like absolute trash. So, oh, I keep forgetting. I keep wanting to like start driving around immediately and using them, but then I realize that I actually have them set up to only do that in this operator mode now. So maybe I want to change things so that the operator mode comes first. Yeah. All right, I think that looks awesome. Getting these Michael Bay shots. So the operating, actually, I am liking this. I think I do want to add some extra stuff here. I was trying to get this POV change based on the oh, you know what? I don't have my base stations on. That's a problem. Turn my base stations on while I'm baking 4K textures and a million other things. That's gonna help tremendously. pro tip out there to whoever's watching. If you're going to stream this stuff, just like have a little list of things that you want to make sure are working properly before you get started. Okay, I think I've got both of these on now. And SteamVR, where are you? There you are. Okay, I now have actual base stations, which is good. So I can actually yeah. All right, cool. I haven't recalibrated the room yet, so that might be wonky, but yeah. So I never did. This is the last thing I did on stream. I never did quite get this tool to work. I'm holding down the trigger and trying to move, and it's not working. So I'm gonna go into my blueprints and play around with this a little bit. I'm also gonna go into my inputs, because one of the first things I realized from the last stream of things that aren't working is the inputs are kind of set to, they're doubled up. So this index R trigger is being used twice. I think that index L trigger, I want this actually to be the grip. The index R grip. Grip grab. Yeah. So throw this on. Yeah. Yeah. So when I'm gripping it, I'm seeing this data stream. I want that to affect my camera input. So the thing I realized last time I messed around with this, I think I messed around with it a little bit off stream, and I realized that I had this cool rotation thing set up here. Should be, I'm gonna call this grip rotation. And what was not working about it is that I wasn't actually able to confer rotation to my pawns, because they're pawns, they have a movement component, and it handles rotation differently. It handles it that way, and it handles it based on axis inputs. So that's its own problem. So I'm gonna find my pawn, not camera pawn, but invisible pawn, because that's how I do things over here. I name things weird names. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And then, all right, so what did I have here? I had this change rotation thing going down. So axis input event changes this. What I should have here is I should have like is this being pressed? And if it is, then it will change the input. This might be this is definitely a hacky attempt I'm going to make right now into changing the way a pawn's inputs work. So let's see how it goes. Let's see. Input camera with index rotation. Key pressed. Okay, controller. Yeah, no, that's... Yeah, this is not set up to work the way I want it to work, and that's okay. Oh, sorry about that. Sometimes it just happens that way. All right. So I'm multitasking a lot today. It's not an organized stream. I made a strongly incentivized goal for myself to finish my Vtube setup this month, and I am trying to get done as much as possible. But if you're in the chat and you're hanging out and you have a question, please by all means ask questions, and I will answer them immediately. So we have all this function here. It's not doing anything. It's okay. Eventually we'll figure this out. The one thing we can do is we could change the underlying thing here. Anyone who was on the last stream might recognize this code. Horrible, atrocious code. So I'm just gonna go back over it for my own sake. Oh, what's your Sung Dun Kim? What's my major features left to implement? I want as many cool little control schemes as possible, because I really want to. I want to be in control during the whole play stream, and I want to be able to stream everything. Like, I'd like to be able to stream the process of shooting all of my VTube videos, and without breaking continuity and going into the engine. That's like sort of my stretch goal, I guess. But the major features, just like whatever I can come up with, it would be cool. I basically need to put together my scene. I want my camera controller to work properly, and then the only other thing that I'm planning to do in the short term is to create a working computer in my computer. So I want to make my meta computer and make that work. Currently it's not hooked up to anything. Currently it's just a blank screen. So I'm actually I want to fix this. Let's I think it also depends on just like what can I give the movement component. If like I add an impulse, what menu is that underneath? Impulse under physics. Angular impulse, like maybe I could angular impulse my way into rotating the pawn. All right, guys, this is extraneous. Like I'm trying to figure out my stuff here, but this thing's not gonna happen for a minute. That's fine. I added this autofocus. I think I did that off stream, and that's working, and I'm happy with that. Some of my camera settings legit, like, camera controller is having compile settings. Ooh. I'm just gonna delete everything that doesn't have a, did I, yeah. I need to at least have this in the... Okay, weird. Does it autofocus to your character's face? Actually, I have it set up to autofocus to wherever in the scene that the center of my camera is pointing, which will help me a ton. I'll have the manual settings if I need to make minor adjustments, but if I go to, whoa, we're gonna have to take care of that. But if I just, you watch, like I just click, yeah, I just click that button and then boom, I have autofocus. And I'll get too close and then it won't look right. And, once again, that's why you need both. Dude, oh, you like that? I think it's pretty fun. Yeah, I like moving around in my own video game world, and Sung says that's sick. Yeah, I like that. You can set all the cameras to just autofocus, but doesn't work quite the same for like if you want to like move around and set things up. So like here's, yeah, it's based on just like a trace between objects. Yeah, so here we go. Yeah, so then I can get like a shot like this. This is way smoother. Yeah, kind of. So if I switch to camera settings, I think it's the top one, I have focus control up here too. So if I ever want to like, and I have like a fairly tight control system, so like in terms of how quickly I can move it around. And that's working okay. Now some of my other controls though, not really working well at all. Like my aperture settings here. It's not really doing anything. My exposure compensation is, but it seems to just kind of really only respect underexposed and overexposed. Like it's not really letting me change things too much. I guess I kind of got that back. And then the zoom's actually working. Just like working really fast. Like I should maybe build a little buffer delay into how that's working. But yeah, the aperture and the exposure compensation are not working, so I might want to debug that next. But yeah, I mean, you can see this is like how I'm going to be able to just kind of use it. The thing, we also haven't hooked up our transitions to the camera pawn, because we built those cool camera transition settings. So because we can just find those here. Because they're just like, basically it's this, right? It's just these guys. So I'm going to put these over here, and then I'm going to do the lerp cam. Oh, our bake's been done. I'm glad you see that it's way smoother. Oh, look at the bake. Ah, the bake looks nice. Yes, this is good. This is great. This is exactly what we're hoping for in this thing. This is right on the money. So I'm gonna go ahead and save this thing before before I forget. Shelf text 1. If you bake in Blender, always save it immediately. Otherwise, you will regret your whole existence. Then I think I have to do 2 bakes. So I have 1 bake and I have 2 bakes, and I can mask between the 2 to be able to get my back shelves looking super nice. Yeah, but it's looking good. Happy with the color. I think if I'm get unhappy with this color, I'll just change it in Photoshop. So, did you get the dolly cam going? Dolly cam. Are you talking about my lerping transition between cameras? I have that going, and that was kind of what I was using for dolly. That was sort of my setup there. Yeah, so I have to go back to the original. You were saying going for a Hitchcock cam. Yes, that's what I was using, was lerping between 2 different cameras and lerping between all their settings. So I had that set up to where, maybe you weren't on the stream when that happened. I'll show you that briefly. Sung is asking about the lerping cameras I have here in the scene. Actually I had this set on to do pretty much exactly that. So here's like your wide shot, way too wide in the Hitchcock zoom. And this is, so you just use them as 2 points. So that's camera 1. That's just a camera actor. And then this was 0, I think. Yeah, so you can switch between them. So You regrettably missed that. Oh, it's okay. This is all behind the scenes for like actual stuff. Let's see. Hold on. What's wrong with this stuff? Why is it always... Yeah. Oh, I know what's wrong. We need to give this the right number. Camera ID 2. Sweet. Hold on. That's 2. This needs to be 1. And we can lerp between them. 0, 0, that's 3. I can make all those be 0. I don't care. This is like an old camera that isn't even part of the new system. So, yeah. I don't know where one of the... Yeah, that... So this camera here, like, was supposed to lerp with the hyper wide shot, but they're not in the right order right now. This is what happens when you code a bunch of features live and then you don't fix them. Yeah, because there's like a... Yeah, the way to do this is you see what I'm doing, Sung. I can slow it all down and then I can choose which 2 points to go between. And yeah, there's some shoddiness going on here. So we're gonna have to do another bake. So I'll start that other bake and then I'll fix that. Like I said, guys, I'm just going ham. Oh, Suleiman's back. Hey, no, it's okay. You said you were at work, so if you're at work, you're at work. Like I said, I'm telling you guys, like, I'm just trying to get this thing done. Like, I'm tired of developing this. Like, I want to start making videos with this and like not just tech videos. So I'm moving on. All right. So what I got to do here is I'm going to save first because I can revert if I need to. But I am going to, you see these textures here? I want the same level of wood everywhere. So I'm going to go into my generated texture here and I'm going to switch out the way I'm using some of these axes. So like I should, hold on, hide the shelf target. Yeah, so we get, wait, hold on, whoa, what, that's quite a value. Suleiman, before you left, I was curious and wanted to know about what your plans are for once you start making your actual content. Once you get your metahuman working with your Rococo suit, how are you gonna what do you plan to actually talk about? Oof, this got weird. Aha, that's more like it. Bro, you gotta answer my question. You're building a metahuman VTuber setup. I wanna know what you wanna do with it. You wanna make some React videos? You wanna talk about that time in 3rd grade when you got beat up and then they made you give them all their Pokemon cards? Like I wanna know what's up. That's a suspiciously specific. That didn't happen to me. Okay, cool. So we've got the shelf OG looking correct. Then I'm gonna take my shelf target Get out of here, SteamVR. No one likes you. Then I'm gonna do this again. Baked texture. I'm gonna create a new one here. Just call this 2. As a variety streamer and some YouTube videos. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I'm not actually that well versed in the Twitch world. Variety streams mean you just kind of like I'm not exactly sure what that means, to be honest. Not totally sure. All right, so I'm gonna make another one of these guys. I'm gonna call this. It doesn't even matter. Just needs to be 4K. It needs to be big. It needs to be selected. Do the capture this. Give it that. And then shelf bake texture 2. Okay, I think I can just start the bake. I think it just works this time. Yes. Sweet. Okay, cool. Got another bake going, which means I can get back to this. So this LERP camera system is cool. I'm gonna get and then do this tutorials on how to do mocap in your language. That's awesome. What is your I'm guessing is it your primary language? I'm guessing you obviously can do the English, but the what is the other? Whoa. Wait, what's... Sorry, I just got distracted by... This is weird. Need to like reset this component. What languages do you speak, Suleiman? I guess that's what I'm asking. What languages do you speak? I'm a lover of languages, like learning languages. I wish I had more time. I just want to learn everything. I think everybody's languages are interesting. Let's see here. Okay. So now I'm trying to figure out why I'm getting messed up when I'm trying to show Sung this Hitchcock effect. Just gonna delete all these extra cameras. Don't need this camera. Pretty sure. Wait, no, I did need that. I'm pretty sure I did need that camera. Do I need this one? No, I don't. Okay, cool. Do I need this one? No. Awesome. So... Arabic, cool. I think, like, all of the languages from that part of the world are fascinating. Like, I don't know any Arabic, but I do know that whether it's Arabic or whether it's... I think actually, like, they're all considered Semitic languages, but the all of the languages in the Middle East region have, like, a cool way that they flip the... flip the syllables in words to like change. There's like a 3-syllable pattern thing, and they flip them around depending on like what kind of a noun the word is, like the difference between like a book and a reader or something like that. Sorry if you disappear for a moment. No, I know you're totally good. You're totally good. Yeah. I also know people who, like personally in my life, who learn Arabic just specifically to be able to read like the scriptures of their religion, and I think that that's super respectable when people are like, let me learn a whole language just so I can understand these words properly. That's the coolest. At least that's coming from here in New York in the U.S. No, I know a couple people like that. They're like, yeah, let me learn this whole language. It's awesome. Yeah. So, Sung, I got one for you here. Because we're going to do that lerp between cameras thing. We're going to do that, and it's going to look awesome. But I'm going to make that lerp setting a little smoother. Because we set this rate here. The camera lerp rate. That's at 4. I'm going to set it down to like 0.2, 0.3. And aside from the focus being kind of messed up, you'll see here's the Hitchcock zoom. Yeah, there's partial Hitchcock zoom. I guess I gotta line up the face a little bit better. Yeah, there you go. See, Alfred Hitchcock zoom. Love it. I just gotta figure out how to fix the focus. We might actually need to use Unreal's autofocus settings for that. Yeah, it's a little goofy, but it's fun. I don't think it will pass rank. Like, I will probably just animate one in Sequencer if I ever want to do one in production. But you get the idea is that I can move these cameras around and I can kind of do anything with them, which is the real cool part. So that's 1, 2. And the bake is halfway done. We're going to open Photoshop and deal with the bake. After that, let's see. Okay, so the camera controller is working. Yes, Sung, you were asking me what functionalities I'm missing here. And one of the biggest ones that I'm still missing is just the ability to create more pawns. So I'm controlling these pawns to get the cameras, right? And I can switch between them. What I want to do, especially because I have access to all the controls, is I want to create more pawns. So let's find my I've created too much stuff and now I can't find my my event graph. Yeah, so I've got so much going on. Cool, there it is. So the biggest thing that we got to do is create new cameras. So that's going to be under the switcher mode. So I'm going to add this function somewhere down here. I'm going to create a new custom event. I'm going to call it create new, it's all the way down there, pawn. So I'll just do start coding it ugly and then work backwards from there. So we're going to call it invisible pawn. And then what's going to be interesting about this is we will have to find we'll have to refactor, reset all camera pawns. So we're going to have to do that. Because that way he'll get a number and he'll get added back into the list. But I think that's all we needed to do. Uh-oh, doesn't like that. Oh, we need a transform. Yes, and this is super important to me. We want to be able to create this new invisible pawn exactly where we are already at. So we're gonna get pawn. Did I make this macro twice? get pawn camera, get camera pawn? Or is that just... No, that just rearranges the words, I think. Wow. All right. So, I still want to get pawn. Gets the player pawn associated with this UI. UI is not something I'm... Get player character, maybe? Yes. And then cast to visible pawn. What kind of content are you looking forward to making once you're up and running? Yeah, I mean, still some tech stuff, right? Like, still some, like, talking about this, because, like, I mean, like, so I make tutorials, so, and I've been making some of those, because I'm interested in helping other people learn how to do this, but, because it took me forever to figure it out, and there weren't that many guides the first time I did VTube last summer, so... I'm still going to be doing some of that, but I need in my life, I need a way to be able to tell personal stories, just about things that have happened, things that were traumatic, things that were great, things that were awesome, and just to share thoughts. Cause I keep waiting for people to make certain videos that I want people to talk about. And whenever you're waiting around for somebody to say something, that's probably the moment in time when you should say it. So that's what I'm thinking about. So, I'm going to get transform. Transform. Come on, I just want like the actor transform. Why is this? Get level transform. Origin. Why is this so hard? I just want the devices transform. Actor transform. Duxie's here. Hey Duxie, how's it going? Since I got so many of y'all here, I'm thinking about putting together a Discord. I'm sure y'all are already on Discord, and y'all probably have a bunch of stuff on Discord. Oh, what's wrong here? Well, would always fail. Okay, I'm gonna change that. Ooh. Rough, but okay. Yeah, I'm guessing you guys all have Discords already. I'm thinking about putting a Discord link in what I'm doing in my comments specifically, just so that not necessarily so people have to stay in the group, because gosh dang, like every single content creator is always creating their own Discord, right? And it's, if that's something people wanted from me, cool, but if not, I'd prefer not to ask that of anybody. But I'm thinking of putting a server up out there, at least just so people can add me on Discord easily. So I can be available if anyone has any questions about anything or anything like that. I feel like there's a lot of like empire building, like join my Discord and subscribe to my thing. Here's my Twitter and here's all my things. And I don't really love all that stuff. I think it's too much to keep track of too. It's like, I kind of just want to make YouTube videos and if I can help other people, that's great. But otherwise, I don't need to be a branded person. However that works. All right. Okay. Let's figure out what's going on here. Get player pawn. That's what I need here. Just those nodes. Sweet. Okay, so Sung, you're saying like, it sounds like you're saying like it would be cool to have such a place. I'm with you. I think that would be cool. I'm happy to set that up. I don't have to be the guy. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's super cool. All you guys have been like showing up to watch me stream this stuff. Yeah, doesn't anybody feel me? It's like the, Yeah, like I want to be as non-egotistical as possible because that's already it's easy for me to operate that way. So I would prefer whatever that looks like to be organic. Oh, this says Crete New Pawn. Nice. All right, so let's see if this works. And the very basics here. Got my index controllers back on. Yeah, Suleiman, I totally agree. I feel like people don't really know that, or there's not enough good content out there. Oh, dude, yeah. All right, cool. I mean, I do have it set up. Like I'm being a little coy. Like I did put it up there. I just haven't linked to any of it yet. So I would love that if that would be helpful for you guys. I have to actually trigger this for it to work. I'm getting way too involved in what we're talking about. Okay, let's see. What I'm gonna build a new button for this. Do a new input. Action mapping. Create new camera. All right, so this is gonna be index A press on the right side. Yeah, Suleiman, I totally hear you. Like, I feel like I'm surprised there's no one who has like a really brilliant online course for it yet. I mean, I'm not plugging anything. I don't have one. But like, legitimately, like it would be. I think the problem is there's so many different workflows, and everybody's got to kind of find their own. Like even the stuff Citizen Meta 1 is doing is like, he's taken his MetaHuman and he's started just like customizing the daylights out of it, and then it's his own thing. So like, I think it's really tough to accumulate it all, because everybody's looking for something different. So this is my Vtube project, right? But I have an animation project that I'm working on too. And I'm currently looking for a way to get Rococo Studio into Unreal and then convert that to Control Rig. I found great tutorials on how to do that for MetaHumans, but I have a custom character that I brought in and I made my own Control Rig, and I don't know how to like bake from that to Control Rig. I'm like still figuring that out. It's pretty weird. Speaking of baking, the bake's done. Sweet. Here's our other bake. Desk shelf text 2. All right, sweet. All right, now I'm gonna reveal to you guys that I'm not bountifully wealthy in the way I would like. So I mean, I could get Photoshop if I wanted to, but I hate paying for Adobe's stuff. I hate that they charge you all the time, so I use Affinity now. And it's worked out great. So let me find my shelf. Texture 1. All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it'd be great. Like, even if someone who didn't know how to do any of this stuff, anyone who could just build tutorials and be the aggregator for all of this would be, it'd be a nice niche online. All right, cool. I'm all lined up here. So this first one is the good one. I need to make a mask here, and then gonna invert the mask. Oh, shoot. I'm only streaming off of one desktop, but I have a tablet here. I was going to draw with my tablet, and then I just realized that no one will be able to see what I'm doing, so that doesn't really work at all. I'll have to figure that out for a future stream. I can probably set up my next desktop in OBS, and then I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that during the stream. It wouldn't take that long. Yeah, I don't know. Hate to bog down everything, though. So here's my mask. Let me edit this mask, please. Oh. It's a vector mask, isn't it? Yikes. Get out of here. Use reflector to airdrop to your PC. Then you can plug the window capture into your in-game screen. I don't know about reflector. I could I'm not hurting for I need to check that out because I've been wanting to make a video about that, but I'm not hurting for ways to get inputs and outputs on my computer. I have some like good hardware tech that I use for that stuff, and it's not bad. Okay, so the problem is I lost my screen. Characters VTuber stream. Are you doing that for for a virtual screen? Because you might be interested in what I was up to today. I did a little test today, and I did it with a I built one with a cam link. Wait, come on. Yeah, here we go. Let's see if I can actually figure out how to build a mask. With hardware, yeah. So you can so I took a screen today. I took one of the feeds out of my graphics card today, which is HDMI, and I plugged that into an Elgato cam link. And then I didn't set it up in Unreal because I've used the cam link in Unreal before. That's not such a big deal. I understand that part. But then I just tested it in OBS, and it was great. It was like a virtual desktop. So, and then you could do the same thing with a media texture in Unreal. So that's probably how I'll do my virtual computer. Gotta figure out this mask thing. I like this. Oh, I'm using the magic wand tool. This is why nothing's working. Paint mixer brush. Where's the regular brush? Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh, that's embarrassing and hilarious. All right, so if I turn that in, there we go. Okay, cool. And this is how we're gonna combine our textures here, and then I'll save this, and then I'll have something in Unreal that I really like. It's nice. Okay. Sung, have it's you and your sister who do the developing, right? Like you told me that you work on this project with your sister. Have you guys messed around with media textures and stuff like that? I probably just need to I need to look at your channel. I don't think I've looked at your channel. I know I've emailed you, but I don't think I've just spied on you yet. Probably should. I'm curious about what everybody's up to, partially because it's just it's been so awesome just having you guys on stream. I should figure out as many ways as possible to share any workflows I know that would be relevant. You're rebuilding everything now. Yeah, I'm technically rebuilding too. This is my second Vtube setup. I've done this before. It just was there's not up to like I learned more and then I wanted to change things. Plus Unreal 5 came out and that was like, all right, let's make this really good now. Yeah, I wanted to use it for infinity mirrors. Whoa. Yeah, okay. Yeah, are you gonna hook it up with a like a 2D scene capture or whatever it's called, where you could have that live and then you've got, you know, yeah, you could, yeah, that sounds awesome. Infinity mirrors. I think I know what you're talking about. That sounds sick. Control-Alt-Shift-S, I think, in this program saves. Yeah, sweet. Export. Yeah. Yeah, I've done that once. I'm interested in like, because I built a camera switcher, right? Like I think it'd be cool to, and ultimately I think it's dependent on how much of a pain in the butt it would be in Unreal, but I would love to just have like set a bunch of 2D camera targets or whatever they're called inside all of my pawns and then set those up to work with a UI that's like showing me like security cam footage, like how to like, you know, basically a digital switcher. I think that'd be awesome. But I feel like that's just going to be a huge toll and that's not going to be practical when streaming. To have all those render targets up and all that. Sci-fi world building. Oh, you're a Rococo person too. Okay, yeah. I've had a ton of trouble lately. I finally got some of my stuff up and running, but I've been obnoxiously busy, and I've been like playing email tag with them for forever. But yeah, no, I'm glad to hear you say that in a weird way because I thought I was the only one who was losing sensors. It was like, is this just me here? Yeah, I haven't used my Rococo suit since like May. It's been forever. So okay, so cool. So I have this. So our mission that we're working on right now is we were trying to import this shelf. I don't think some of you guys were on, but when I was what I was saying earlier is I have in Blender here. Let me show you what I've got going on because I'm going to export this anyways. But I have this shelf here. Let me get rid of this one. But I have this shelf here, and what I really want to do, and I don't care if it's other people's VTube or like whatever. I want people to send me 3D models, and I'll put them up as minis in this little box here. This will be like a cardboard box with some holes in it. And then if people can send them to me, and I don't know how I'll get them transferred. Maybe we'll do like a WeTransfer link or something. I don't know. Whatever's like a safe internet way of sending files over, because, you know, strangers and viruses and, you know, all that stuff. But I want people to like, maybe we'll do Sketchfab. Like people send me Sketchfab files and I will download them and I will put them in the scene. That would be the coolest to me, is to just like have an evolving Easter egg. And I will just fill this box with as many models miniaturized as people can send me. I think that will be amazing. So that's part of my scheme. I'm gonna export this guy. Exporting is one of my quick favorites. It's an FBX. This is gonna just be bookshelf. Liking this bookshelf. This looks cool. Yeah. So yeah, like just everything, like all you guys. I think I want all of you guys to send me a model I can put in my scene. I think that'd be really fun. Bookshelf FBX. Just one thing I need to do is apply modifiers. Yes. Export. Cool. Come back to Unreal. And then stop developing for a second. And we'll go back to making assets. Set dressing. I want to see your sci-fi thing. I need to like part of me just wants to like, if you have, do you have any of that stuff up? Like I want to look at that. I don't want to do it right now because like I don't want to put your whole page on blast, but like I'm very curious now. Bookshelf, import settings, import normals. These are all my last settings, so these are going to be fine. Smoothing group information. They never like my stuff. 90 degrees. Cool. Cool, that looks good. Except that it needs the new texture. So it's probably an irresponsible amount of draw calls that I have in the scene because I just make new textures every single time instead of making any, you know what? This ends now. This is going to be our bookshelf texture that has a, let's go to, can I rename this in here? And this, no, probably out there, but this is my irresponsibility with shaders ends now. I will, yeah. Did any of you guys watch Prismatica, the dev stream for that? Making cool scenes, but we're having trouble getting into comfortable with improving, finding good content fit, trying to script. GIFs directly from it. I think, Suleiman, what you could do, and this is just like what I'm thinking about right now, is like use Sketchfab. I haven't used Sketchfab enough to know if this is possible, but this is what my brain is imagining, is that like use Sketchfab and then set it to private, and then you like make things downloadable. Like see if you can make an unlisted downloadable link on Sketchfab, and that would be the way to go. And I think that's probably the safest thing to do, because then you can assure it's a 3D model, and then, you know, it's not a virus or anything. Parameter, roughness, convert to parameter, shine for specular. This is a wood, so it doesn't really need a texture. Here. So this is going to become a master material. Wood, furniture, master material. I'm going to set the default for these things. This already looks pretty good. This looks pretty diffused. I feel like I want some specific settings. But yeah, Suleiman, try Sketchfab. Sung, help me understand what you're saying here. That that's the thing. We're deving and making cool scenes, but we're having trouble getting comfortable with improving, finding good content fit, trying to script. So are you saying that you have a bunch of really cool ideas and your Unreal execution looks great, but you're like, how do we actually make a story out of this? Because that's interesting. That's an interesting question to me. Or an interesting problem to have. Create material instance. Shelf. Boom. Putting that on here. Nice. Look at that. That looks cool. That looks stylized. That looks fun. I'm digging that. Yeah, how good with all the anti-aliasing and, or not the anti-aliasing, the ambient occlusion and all the Unreal 5. We'll get more lighting in the scene. We'll get more lighting. We'll just make this bigger for now. It's cool. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. That's great. What's next in the scene? I need to make a lot of little pots and things. That's awesome. My pegboard here. Let's make a pegboard. Kind of all of the that at the same time. I want to have a blend between VTubing, but with narrative thrown in and world building. Yeah, you know what you should sounds like what you should do is like you should make a and I need to ask more questions before I prescribe anything because I don't want to tell you what to do. But the it sounds like you should just make some crazy sci-fi variety show. I think what I'm afraid people are going to do with VTube is that they're just going to make the same stuff that they see on YouTube, and it's going to be like, oh, here's my reaction videos to like whatever, because like that's what people click. But like the thing is, we could, instead of going like thinking about what the machine wants, what the algorithm wants, you just make things that have never existed before. And to me, that's what's super cool about all this is like you could have a live stream that where you film your videos. Like you could live stream your virtual onset experiences, and you could just keep learning Unreal to the point where you could create infinitely interesting setups. Like you could, like I'd love to build multiplayer into my set somehow. Like I'd love to create a standardized protocol for my characters, build a character builder, and then let people like stream in, build their character, and then be on my set. I think that would be the coolest. Who knows if that's possible? All right. Do I have Command T? Command W? I don't think I have the Wrangler installed. No, I don't. And that's it. Sweet. So I'm going to get rid of this image texture. I'm going to switch it out for... I would encourage you as much as possible, Sung, that if you feel like you have a cool idea with that, just make it, just throw it out there. See how wacky it can get. Don't think too hard about it, I'd say. Okay, so this looks awful. We gotta figure out why. It's because it's UV. That's why. That's why that looks awful. And it's already gonna look awful. Maybe it was already gonna look awful. So I think I want to do like a math node. Dang it, I'm so used to being able to just stretch those out and get a node. Cheers, would love to give feedback. Oh man, yeah, I would love to see it. Let's see. Greater than? Is that the node I want? Whoa, interesting. Yeah, I want a Voronoi, I think. Let's just start by using the color directly, and then we can actually see what's going on. Yes. Is this still generated coordinates? That's what I'm looking for. Nice. Yeah, the other thing I'd tell you, Sung, not that you have to take my advice here, but it's just like what I'm trying to do is just create something that like is repeatable, that doesn't kick my butt every time I try to use it. Like it sounds like you are finding so many cool things and setups, and I have way more ideas than I have time. So like whatever the minimum version of that is that you're developing, like as soon as possible, just like get a version of it that works and then work with that. Like, okay, this is cool. You guys see this? I made a little mask here, and then that's gonna it's gonna switch between two colors. Wish I could make these a little bit nicer. Depth scope creeping up for sure. Yeah. The scope creep is impossible. You're asking me about my features, and it's like, oh man, I could do that for the end of time. I could, you know, and nobody cares, right? It's like, it seems like you could add a feature. It's like, well, this will be awesome, and it's like, well, you know, who is? Ooh, whoa, that's cool. That's neato. All right, I'm gonna color ramp. I'm gonna use. Actually, I think I just want an RGB color. One RGB here. One RGB here. And then mix RGB. And then let's see, we'll make one of these. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, no, you're 100%. It would be so nice. I suppose that somebody could make one in Python. Like you could use Blender's Python API to get all the data out of it. Maybe you can't. I don't know. But I mean, people develop these plugins, right? And like you can get Python out of Blender, and you can get Python into Unreal. So I don't know that much about coding, but like it seems like somebody could do it. Someone could give it a go, right? Like I actually, if any of you guys are interested in this, I don't know, but like I found a really good Datasmith plugin for Blender. Because I don't know if you know about Datasmith, but it's like a really convenient way of getting like Maya data into, or not necessarily Maya. I think Maya. I can't remember what. There's a couple different programs, but Unreal has an entire plugin to import scenes from specific other content editors, and they don't have one for Blender, which is annoying. But somebody made one, and it was like, I think it cost me like $40, and I was like, I hope this works because this is expensive, but it did work and it was cool. So if you're ever curious about that, I can send you a link. I'd have to remember the workflow. I think the biggest problem with this, like all this stuff, is that you just end up having so much workflow intensive stuff to get back and forth between all of this, right? Like it's like it just gets to be insane to do anything, right? Because you're like, okay, how many steps is each thing I want to do? Ugh. All right, I don't want this to be too speckly. Yeah, that's kind of good. Like if you look up close to it, it's got something happening with it, but it's not obnoxious. You know what? It would be really cool, especially because it's going to be an Unreal 5. I'm going to try and use this as a map for... I'll export that as a map and I'll use it for roughness. Blender is the bane of my existence. It's great within Blender, but as soon as I want to interface with another ecosystem, I want to die. I agree with that. I totally hear you. Sometime you'll get to see my my animation project or I've been making characters in Blender and then trying to animate them in Unreal, and it's been horrible. A couple things help a lot. At least for characters, the Datasmith plugin thing was great. If you use Auto Rig Pro in Blender for characters, I don't know if you're making characters, but if you do that, then that thing's excellent because it has its own exporter and it works really well with Unreal, and you can just get stuff out. It's kind of an odd skeleton. It's not like a Mixamo or an Unreal skeleton, so it ends up being kind of weird all by itself, but it is what it is. All right, so can I bake it to itself? Yeah, can I bake this thing to itself? Image texture. I think 2048 would be okay here. There's such a jump between 2K texture and 8K texture. didn't Epic have a Blender control rig and exporter recently? They had some tools. I don't know what they have now. If they have like recently, I might not know about it. But they did have a pretty good plugin for like getting stuff into Unreal quickly from Blender. They did have one. I didn't set it up because it was like a hassle, and you had to like link your GitHub account and like all this stuff. And I never did it because I don't know if I was too lazy or what was going on, but I didn't mess with that. I don't think it works for UE5, or at least I'd be surprised. I don't know. Like maybe. I don't know. It could be that those tools still work. I know they had a couple good ones. I know that they had like a way you could import the mannequin, and they had a way you could quickly export static meshes. But I don't think that there was necessarily anything else that was coming out of that. All right, I guess it's a 4K texture now. I should be able to handle this. I don't know. Like when I get on my laptop, am I gonna? Yeah, you know this thing. I don't care how close we get to it. It does not need to be a 4K texture. 2048. Cool. Okay. Let's go back to the bake. Let's bake. Turn off. Selected to active. And we should just be able to bake this, right? Let's see what happens. Okay, this one will be a faster bake. Yeah, I think that Epic team recognizes how important it is to get Blender users involved. Like I've seen keynotes where they've talked about it. I think when Unreal 4.2425 launched, they were like, hey, we got more Blender support and we're really into this because we recognize this is going to be really important to this community. And then and they ended up building some of those tools. I think they were also talking about, I'm not sure how far they went with it, but they were also looking for the like universal scene description imports, and I should look into that. I'm not sure. I don't know enough about that, and I want to know more about that, but I know that was on the table at some point for them. But I think what the trouble of it all is that with the move to UE5, like everything's kind of up in the air in terms of like what to support. Like that's tricky. Oh, so that looks. I forgot to UV unwrap. Oh, come on. All right, I like this thing, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply that. I'm just gonna unwrap. See what happens. Oof, that looks bad. Project from view, maybe. Yikes. Smart UV. Just give me the whole thing, Smart UV. Arrgh. I think those are all the holes. Somewhere in here they're the sides, but this is probably fine. I'm gonna do something smart, which I didn't do last time, which is make all the back sides all not that one. Make all the back sides way smaller. Integrated hyperface plugin. That's brilliant. Oh, man, you know more than me about that for sure. Like yeah. Have you seen Faceware's stuff? I see like lots of posts on LinkedIn about it. Their system seems cool. I've seen people using their like Face Studio and then using that as a live link source. I haven't been that upset with the AR kit, with the AR kit limitations, because I've just been modding mine a lot. Like I've been adding multipliers on top of on top of certain curves and like remapping things. And I know I won't go back if it's good, right? And then I don't know how much it costs either, because like everything's so expensive, and who knows? Everyone wants you to buy their subscription, right? Like it's terrible. So I hear you. You don't want to get stuck. Oh, that's the faceware one, right? 300 a month? Yeah, wow, that's incredibly steep. Holy cow. Yeah, that's pretty steep. Like I won't even get ZBrush. Like could be cool for me and what I do, but like I won't even get that. It's just like costs money. 300. Yeah, man. You got to keep in mind some of these companies are designed to work at enterprise levels, like so they want to have like a bunch of faceware installs for like a whole company, and their pricing models are not designed for individual users. And it's cool to work that way, but if you want to do YouTube or Vtube and you want to make content, you're like, hey, I can't work for a giant company that's gonna do all this stuff. It's gonna, yeah. Nomad Sculpt is amazing on iPad. I don't have an iPad, but I'll keep that in mind. Man, yeah. Anything else that you've been digging that you're using a lot lately? Because that all sounds cool to me. All right, let's see if this works. This is some bad mapping. This is acceptable to me. I will use these weird corners. Oh wow. So these all have tries, right? I didn't make any tries. What the heck? I don't remember making tries. Where do the tries come from, Sung? That's what I want to know. Where do the tries come from? You leave, and then suddenly there are tries. I didn't do that. At least I'd like to think I didn't. Adding topology as you sculpt. Nice. You can do the dynamic topology in Blender. Sculpt VR. Maybe I should check that out. I've been on a VR kick lately. Okay. Have I got all of these now? No, I don't. All of this stuff sounds sweet. I wish I had more me's. I want to have more me's that could just learn all the other things. Like Sculpt Woody's coming in. He's gonna do the he's gonna handle all of the super cool props that we're gonna use, and we're gonna take advantage of the whole what's it called, the I see, I can't even keep it straight. There's so many the nanite system. I was gonna say there's so many things like I don't even remember what they are anymore. I want to make a video specifically just about like the FOMO of learning different systems, because I think rigging blend shapes shaders. I would have wait, what are you talking about now? It's you're not talking about that sculpt thing anymore. You're talking about something else. Photogrammetry, blend. Are those just like the different things you would have your different selves all handle? Okay, I can rebake this. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, there's an infinite amount of stuff that you could just keep doing. Like, I have a friend who got me into Unreal who, he, like me, used to be a filmmaker. I guess he still is a filmmaker. I'm not taking anything away from him, but he's a filmmaker, and he was doing a bunch of compositing, and then he started doing Unreal, and then eventually he actually got hired on at a company. He's at a either at like a double A or a triple A studio right now, but he's like an effects guy. So he does Houdini and all of this procedural stuff and all of this material stuff. I think he got pretty good at what's it called, the particle system in Unreal 2. But he, like, his whole, like, he does those specific tasks there, and then he, like, that's his day, you know, like he does those and then he's good, you know, like I'll tell him about a bunch of live link stuff and he'll be like, sounds cool, man, wish I had time, like, and, you know, so he's working at the pro level at this discipline, but it's like, ugh, it just kills you sometimes. All right, so great. This is cool. We now have a yeah, Houdini. The Houdini thing is crazy. I met another Houdini user recently who uses it for data viz, and I'm like, how are you, like, it gets to me sometimes when people are smarter than me. I'm just like what you know how to do what? Pegboard FBX. Yes, pegboard. Cool. But math. Are you not a math person, Sung? All right, I'm going to import this. I'm going to get rid of this because we don't need it anymore. Then, did I save this thing? No, super generalist. Yeah, I mean, I just meant whether you liked math, because I hated it growing up, but it doesn't freak me out on a computer. Why I hate working for big companies kills your creativity. Yeah, I think it depends on the company, really. Like, I've worked some places that made me feel like I didn't want to see a computer at the end of the day, and I've worked at some places that were like, this is fine. I could work on another video now. You can't build shaders, just copy them until they work. Hey man, it's, you know, there's no bonus points for finessing things that are unimportant. If you're making a sci-fi show of some kind, then you don't have to worry about being the shader god or whatever the people are calling it these days. Come on, let me. Failed to re-import. Oh, I need to name this something else. And I'm probably going to change these colors because there we go. I think something that no one told me. Whoa. Oh, I forgot to. Am I? Something no one told me when I started working in the creative industry is like pick your battles and figure out what's really important to you in terms of like some of these competitive or just paradoxical disciplines. Like I read an article once that was talking about how you could actually be more creative by staying out of the creative industry. Like one thing I don't know that I'd ever want to do is like be an agency creative. Like I don't know if I would want to be in a room where people are supposed to come up with ideas. Like I think something about that would feel a little bit frustrating. Like I feel like I wouldn't like being in an area where I couldn't make things with my hands. I think that would be awful for me anyway. Come on. So this pegboard, man. Whoa. Let's. Yep. Okay. There we go. All right. That's at least how we made it. I'm like, I've made a pegboard here, but it looks kind of like a corkboard. I hate that there isn't just a button that lets you change where the geometry is centered in the object that you're dealing with. Because I'm re-importing all of these things manually, and you see I'm having a tough time, and I'm really off center with my. So like, I have to put this in the center of the world to like cursor to world origin, and then like object to center, and then export, and then FBX, resave the FBX, then like back to Unreal, and then re-import. And it didn't work. Is the Blender still saving this? Like what? I will say that if you want to build shaders, I don't think that's the most beginner unfriendly thing that you could learn to do. I will say that if shaders are what's holding you back, you don't have to be a complete ninja to do it. You can just like, use some basic ones and make sure your textures are all right. Oh, come on. Pegboard. What? No. Export FBX. Pegboard, mesh. Selected objects. Export FBX. Then re-import base mesh. Failed to re-import base mesh. What? I'm deleting this. Okay. So, guys, if you're tracking what I was doing with these dots here, you can see one side, the resolution's really good. The other side, it's pretty bad. Is this thing even like a flat object? No, it's not. You can see I've customized this for the wall. I need to actually zero out the rotations on these things when I export them. Wow. Yeah. Because that looks weird. Here's the question: are you guys in Unreal right now? I kind of imagine you guys also like having me in the background while you're, because there's enough Unreal to always be doing Unreal. See, yeah, these drawers can pull out, so they should be separate objects. All right, Solomon, thanks for hanging out. Wish you well, and yeah, continue to keep me updated on your MetaHuman project. Yep, deving. Okay. That's what I thought, but that's totally cool. That's kind of nice. Are you familiar with the concept of body doubling when it comes to like the ADD community, like ADHD thing? Like, all right, we're gonna make a texture for this. Where's my water bottle? I'm pretty ADHD, and there's this concept that's if you have someone else around while you're doing what you're doing, and they know that what you're supposed to be working on, you find it harder to procrastinate. Sorry for the gross water sound. There's so this whole concept is just about like basically just having someone else in the room, even if you're not streaming, like even if you just get someone else around, like you will get more done based on someone being there. Yeah, no, totally. That is, yeah. You can definitely, it makes sense that you'd find it easier. Benches. All right, so I want to do something similar to what I did here. But I want the old procedural texture. I mean, this looks kind of cool, but it looks like plywood. I don't really like plywood. Okay. So I'm thinking bigger, more like bigger strokes of wood here, like less paneling and a little bit more like clumps of wood. That's pretty good. I like that. I don't think I'm gonna win any awards for this wood shader, but I think it ultimately is gonna still look nice. Everything I'm doing here. I just gotta get as much of this done today as I can, because like the next time I make a video, I'm not gonna want to make a video that doesn't have all the furniture or has half the furniture. I'm gonna want it, like as much of the furniture as possible. So now that I know that you're also developing, I feel like I don't want to bother you. Like I'm enjoying a lot of your thoughts and opinions on things, but I recognize that maybe you also are putting a lot of pressure on yourself to get things done right now, so totally understand if that's the case. Do you use Quixel or Substance textures? I've used both in the past. The Quixel stuff's obviously all free. Somebody got me some Substance, a Substance for Christmas, and I had like a couple months of it. I have Substance via the Steam build of it, and I'm gonna buy the hopefully I'll buy Designer before Adobe shuts that down. But cause yeah, I forgot. Yeah. They're both great. Quixel's just free. Yeah, everything I'm doing right now is stylized, so I'll probably see if I can like down convert some of their stuff into stylized stuff, but that might be a minute. let's, what am I going to call this? Workbench. Aha, cool. So yeah, it really depends on the project. I will use Quixel if I'm doing like a realistic project. I haven't done one in a really long time. I did Epic hosted a intro to Unreal thing through ArtStation, and it, rotate this, see if I can see a little bit better. And it was really cool, but that's when I learned like realistic workflows, and I think all that stuff's really cool. I'm just have no worries. Just so happens when I have late night dev sessions, I end up catching you on stream. It was the same for Thursday Rococo sessions when I got the socket camera tip from you. Yeah. Where are you located? Because I'm in New York and it's very it's not late. It's afternoon here. Happy to keep you company on a late night session. Tokyo. Gotcha. 4:30 a.m. Dang, dude. Dang, man. I'd like to. I would like to work those kinds of hours, or at least I think I would sometimes, but I don't think my mental health would allow that. That's $20. What's 20? Okay, that looks good. Then let's make another one for this other one. The time, yeah. The physics animation actor setting changed the VTube interactions a lot. That's cool. I'm glad that was helpful. I don't remember what you're talking about. It sounds like you're doing a ton of work. Like, I hope you're taking care of yourself. Self-collision of characters, yes. Yeah, okay, I remember us talking about that now. Yeah. Making everything black and white. I don't want that necessarily. value. I think value is the node I want here. That's cool. The did you get that working though? Because you for people, anyone who watching this in posterity who doesn't know what we're talking about, Sung was working on a he was building a VTuber rig, but he like wanted to deal with some like interactions with the characters, and I was suggesting like physics simulations. I'm having trouble remembering this, but one of the things like I mean, so I'm getting spaced out. Did you actually get those to work, Sung? Like, that's cool. I find the physics system really complicated, and that's something I don't know a lot about and haven't been able to find good material on. Like, I bought somebody's Udemy course on how to do physics and like for character simulations in Unreal, and I like it was an absolute waste of money. I won't shout the guy out, but like it was not cool. It was not money well spent. Put it that way. So yeah, did you get a result you were happy with by doing like physics on the bones? Polar collide with objects, yeah. Okay, let's definitely set up this Discord thing, because I actually want you to show me what you figured out, because that sounds legitimately very good. All right, cool. So this, I can bake these now. That's gonna look nice. With groom hair physics on the characters, it totally changed the movement. Yeah, no, I definitely need to see what you're talking about for sure. To know for sure. Okay, let's. These are a little bit red. I'm just like, this is nodes on nodes. This is too many nodes. This is just silly stuff. Do I have auto smooth? I do. So why does this look weird? Maybe I need to just apply. Yes, alembic hair, that sounds right. Just want to know what you mean by saying that the characters moved differently. Okay, so see, this is why that's why I don't mess with that stuff, because like I would be in the same position as you. Like I would also be at 4:30 if I was using some of those systems. Like I've seen the walkthrough videos and it's just so intense. Like how like that's so nuts. That's So with the physics of bumping into other objects too, the characters move way more naturally now. Until they don't. That sounds right. Alright, I'm going to leave that like that because that's actually kind of cool to me. The normals are different on these edges than they are in other places. There we go. Cool. So I gotta bake these. Gotta bake these bad boys. Will it bake two textures at once? Only one way to find out, I guess. How are you doing that? Are you using Blender for hair? Texture streaming pool over budget. Yes, I do have tips for that because that is an issue with the streaming pool, which relates to the way Unreal does. I'm trying to remember the name of it, but you know how you have LODs for distance. To contextualize this for anyone who watches this later, which is probably not anyone, Sung just asked about the texture streaming pool over budget alert. Steered clear and messed up with MetaHuman and marketplace parts. The texture streaming pool budget is how much, like, it's not RAM. It's how many resources are allocated to. Maybe it's VRAM to the textures, and the textures all do. If they are square roots, all the textures all do like dynamic resizing, and there's a proper term for that that's completely evading me right now, but they all do that, this dynamic scaling based on the distance to the camera. So when your texture pool is too big, it just means that it has, it's spending more resources than it thought it was going to on full-size textures on the screen presently. Like, it might go away if you zoom way out because all of the... why can't I think of any of the proper terms for this? If I open Unreal for you quickly, like, what's the term for this? So if I open my shelf texture, right, it's a square root of 2. So, like, I can zoom in and see everything. It's the MIPS. So like this MIP level thing, it's MIP mapping. So like, if I go down to like, the MIPS are like analogous with LODs, not fully analogous, but like that have a lot to do. See, like MIP level 9, you see this image right here? This is not very much budget. This is a 128 by 128 texture. So like in the texture streaming pool is all these MIPS. As best I understand it. Probably someone from Epic would be like, actually, Woody, it's, you know, and they'd explain what it actually is. But Unreal does break down textures the same way it breaks down LODs. It does manage all of that specifically with the texture streaming pool is like sort of the hub for how much it's expecting to throw in terms of memory at textures. You can fix a lot of that stuff by just really just think, just like making, like, usually it's just you've put too many textures in. Oh, Duxie's got a question. Am I going to merge all the objects in Blender, or are you going to import each object? I mean, so far you can see I've imported each object. So yeah, like one object at a time. And this is so, we want to do it that way, Duxie, because if we end up doing everything all at once, the second we need to change anything, we have to change it in Blender, and I don't want to do it that way. This is kind of like a, you do it once and you get the geometry in, then you can move it around, and then it's easy to change. Does that answer your question, Brew? Okay, so I have this. Let's do a bake. Let's just try our first bake and see what happens. Ah, UVs. Always with the UVs. I'm always forgetting. This is going to be a really easy UV texture situation. This is too much geometry. Oh well. It's not, I want it to be square, but who cares? It's fine. Good enough for now. So go back into this. This is the one I actually wanted to be working with. Image texture. Wait, is there another shortcut for this? Can I just press like I or something? T or like Shift T? Like there should be some node wrangler thing for that. Okay, cool. So let's click that. Now let's try our bake. When we export this one, it's going to have 2 different material slots. So with those 2 material slots, I should be able to... Oh, this bake is slow. Should be able to just use 2 different materials and be good to go. People are leaving me voicemails. The scammers really do care. Yeah. Oh, yikes. I ordered a new microphone today, so I should sound even crisp and clearer on these streams. I'm excited about that coming in. Been wanting to make that upgrade for a long time. Come on, bake, baby, bake. Can I do other things while it bakes? Can I move it, or does that mess everything up? I dare not try. How am I going to texture these columns? That's going to be cool. Let's see how that goes. Man, I feel like we're almost out of the hot season here in America. Can't wait till I can just like sit in my small room here with no AC on and not die. It's so hot in here. It's 90 degrees right now. Aha! Here we go. You're probably right. My 3090 probably, I'm probably not set up well, right? Like, let's see. So I'm in cycles, right, to do the bake, and I have GPU compute on, but I have a sinking feeling that it's actually not using my GPU when it's baking. Like I don't know why, but I think that's the problem. Yes, like theoretically, Duxie, yes, everything should be much faster right now than it is. I don't know what's up. Wait, no, I'm not. I got another. This is workbench 1. Then got to do the other one. Maybe it's the stream. Maybe it's the stream. Let's see. Let's see. Just brought up Task Manager. GPU. I'm definitely using it. It's I'm not maxing it out though. I'm gonna keep up my, yeah, because I've got it right here. Like it's not awful, but it's like, it's definitely somewhere in the middle. Yeah, I want to see if it spikes when I do this next bake. Wait, I gotta do more UV stuff. Wait, hold on. This is a fun trick, is that if you need to just make your selection for a UV process and you've already changed everything based on previous decision about materials, you can just deal with it all this way. And you can see I actually textured things wrong here. And I want to leave that and say it's fine, but I know it's not fine. Smart UV, like maybe we do a light map pack. That's not okay. Get that as tight as possible. Angle limit. Do I mess with that? I probably won't do anything. Let me turn on scale to bounds. No. You know what? I'm too lazy. I'm like, hold on. I'm gonna select all of these. Hide. Doesn't help that this is the wrong thing behind it here. Yeah. And I'm gonna have to get off in a minute because I am very sweaty and I have a call with a client in like almost 15 minutes, so that's gonna require me to attend to my hygiene a little bit. Song, yeah, anytime, man. And I'll get that Discord set up, and yeah, we'll have a space to be able to talk about some of this stuff. Yeah, the stream, Duxie, you're right. The stream's probably doing something. It's messing with my resources somehow. I wish this was better content right now. This is just me UV mapping and unmapping things. Man, I don't even know how to get this more, make this better. I don't even know what that does. It's not going to be very much resolution, whatever that is. I wish stretch it and get a little bit more sideways. All right, whatever with this thing. Whatever. What? Wait, what? What just happened? Oh, did I do the wrong one? Yeah, no, I did the right one. I did the right one. Yeah, okay, cool. iPhone 13 was announced. Okay, that's news. I didn't know that. Did, Duxie, do you know if they said anything about ARKit in this new one? Did they change anything? Because the rumor was for a while that Apple ARKit was going to get some upgrades, which is going to be big time helpful for Vtube stuff. Wait, no, I don't want to do that. Thanks. All right, let's see what happens. Okay, I just hit bake. I'm baking right now. CPU all the way up. Yeah, I'm using my processor. Why is that? Blender. That's not even with LiDAR. Ah. Nothing new. That's sad. Oh well. I just think it's weird that, like, there's a MKBHD video and he was talking about how smartphones are basically cars. I thought it was a brilliant metaphor, and how, like, over time, like, cars got a bunch of new features and then progressively less features. Preferences. Okay, you go to preferences. Probably in system, right? But like I have GPU rendering on already in cycles here. GPU compute. System, I've got system open. So I have optics set up to use both of my machines here. Check CUDA. So okay, so it should be CUDA if I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do it that way. I can bake faster in CUDA. You're saying? I've had CUDA crash on me before. I need to maybe take a little bit of time and, like, figure out all of these different ones. Oh, what? It's a double bake? Wait. I just started baking all over again. I'm confused. All right, save preferences. Well, brew, we'll see if you're right about this one. Dude, if you're right about this, thank you so much. All right, come on. Let's go back to Unreal. Because it's taking everything a little bit too long. I want to see how this stuff looks in the game. Whoa. So, what was the button that I mapped for the quick autofocus? Ooh, Z. Cool. Map this Z button. So I have a camera right here. This looks like... Oh, thank you. Thank you, Brew. Yeah. So I don't know why I got brighter. Probably just because I made my my light bigger. But yeah, so I got my pegboard there. That's going to be a little bit more towards the side. Not quite that bad, but so I gotta get this computer set up to not be in 4x3. And I don't know how to do that without doing something really funky. I'm wondering if it'd be funny to like crop the side, like build more geometry out to the side of this thing, and then just have like a little sign on it that says 16:9 extender. That'd be really funny, I think. All right, Blender. Save to internal image. Oh, what? No. Where's my bake? Ah, there it is. There's the bake. Not bad. Then cool. I'm gonna go into this thing, and I'm actually gonna make these separate objects. Yes. So that I can might add like the ability to interact with them. I have little pull shelves in my scene. Might have a bunch of tools in there. That would look fun if it was like open the drawer and then like a bunch of tools come like skittering out with a physics simulation. Although it's maybe a little small for a physics sim. But this is cool. Let me export this out of here. This can all be one object. Let me back to layout. Reset the transform. Oh. Uh-oh. I see how I messed this up. Making a Blender animation. I have posted a teaser on YouTube. I started using Blender 3 months ago. Oh, dude, I will check that out. Very cool. There we go. Sweet. Okay. Now I gotta get all these things together. Shift S, selection to cursor. I think it's still the world origin cursor, right? Yes. Okay, cool. Export FBX. Call it workbench. Export. Import. Import all. All right, that's looking good. It's looking actually quite nice. Puget Systems, yeah. I don't think I would have gotten a Puget build if it wasn't for the fact that they just had all the parts right now. I knew I could have had a lot of fun building a PC, but like I wasn't opposed to doing it either, but it was just kind of the thing where they were like, I just wanted to get up and running quickly. It's also time to replace that old Mac I keep telling you about. It was about time. So, okay, let's import these textures, and then I got to do something about my super sweaty hair. Cool. Where's my material instance? Material instance, wood furniture, yes. Let's make a material instance. We're gonna call this MI workbench. Then I'm gonna clone that. Bench 1. Then actually, let's open these guys up too. So this should have 2 material slots for us. So close MI pegboard. I'm gonna add MI workbench, bench 2. So the first thing we're gonna do here is change this texture. And then, ooh, yep. All right. Duxie, if you go the Unreal route, here's a little trick. You can press this highlight here to figure out which is the right workbench controller. All right, so workbench cube here. Workbench 1. Is that second one? Just regular workbench here. Dang it. Gotta turn on the texture. And there we go. Cool. We just got to do the same thing for this one and for this one. And there's got to be a better way to do this. And I don't love it. It's a little too saturated for me. All right, so let's fix this another time. I got a call. All right, Duxie, thanks for hanging out. I gotta go. Thanks, Sung. Thanks, Suleiman. Thanks, Original 9. Thanks anybody who was hanging out. Appreciate all you guys. And I might do this again even today because I'm ready to get this thing done. I'm ready to ship this thing. All right. See you later.